And back on Capitol Hill, the Senate will resume a marathon debate session on the Save America Act. So the White House is pushing to pass the legislation. There's more support building, and here's a headline from Fox Digital. GOP governors, AGs, back Trump Save Act push, warn system gives undue influence to states with illegal aliens. But senators are still split amongst party lines.
I don't think this is a hot take. Only American citizens should be voting in American elections.
We will not let this evil legislation pass. No Jim Crow 2.0. No Jim Crow 2.0.
We have a bill that's been entitled the Save America Act. But make no mistake, this is not about saving America. That is a fraud on the American people.
And Karl Rove, Fox News contributor, joins us now. Karl, why do they chant? Why?
I have no idea, particularly since it's Jim Crow. What in the law says that American citizens of whatever origin, whatever background, are not allowed to vote? Where is that? That was what the Democrats did during the Gilded Age when they repressed black Republican voting rights in the South, Jim Crow laws. And why they continue to say it is beyond me. Remember, they said this about Georgia, where they made a big stink about a bill advocated by and signed into law by Governor Brian Kemp that in essence made it easier to vote for American citizens and registered voters to vote early, and black participation, and in fact the participation of the entire Georgia population grew in the next election. And they put in place freedom to vote by mail and to vote early that did not exist at any time in the state of Delaware that Joe Biden was on the ballot there, and yet they were attacking this law that liberalized early voting and mail-in balloting as Jim Crow when the President of the United States was in a state that never allowed mail-in voting.
Yeah, then you had
really strange.
Baseball moved the All-Star game. You had major American companies all throughout Georgia putting out statements. They all had egg on their face in the end. Caroline Leavitt was here yesterday. She says not so fast. Don't assume it won't pass. Here she is.
A 90% issue supported by the American people. No men in women's sports, and proof of citizenship to vote. These are common sense proposals that the President of the United States supports because he knows the vast majority of the people in this country support. We're working with the Senate on this daily, and the President is a fighter. As you know, he's not going to give up the fight on this.
So she's right about the numbers. All voters, 84%, Democrats, 70%, then Republicans at 96%, and independents at 84%. They're not giving up at the White House. I don't know if that gives Republicans a glimmer of hope. If, however, it does not succeed, John Thune talked about putting the merits in this debate so people can see what's in it, right? At a minimum, does that make ads in the fall, political ads?
Well, it does, but it also makes changes. Mark my words, if this is not passed, the issue of adding a voter ID requirement will be on the ballot in all likelihood in the fall in California, and if it is likely to pass because, again, look at our experience. You want to go cash a check? You need to have ID. You want to use a credit card at a place that you've not been before? Many times you have to provide ID. You want to get on an airplane? You got to provide ID. And
you
so
want to
this is
shovel
likely
snow
to
in New
remain as an
York?
issue.
You need two IDs.
You got to have an ID,
going.
2 IDs or 3. So, yeah, look, this is something where, again, don't ask me why the Democrats can't simply say, you know what, let's get this issue over with. This is not a problem. Look at the states that have voter ID requirements. Many of them, most of them, if not all of them, have special programs for people who don't have a driver's license in order to get a free or inexpensive state-authorized ID. And we see no difference in the turnout in states with voter ID and those without. But there's greater confidence in the election system in states with voter ID because people understand that it's a common sense practice that keeps people from illegally voting. So why the Democrats do this is beyond me.
You said that Trump hasn't lost his voters over Iran. Numbers are holding strong?
Yeah, look, there's an interesting poll out from the Vandenberg Coalition of 1,200 self-identified Trump voters, broken down by people who say I'm MAGA, people who say I'm a traditional conservative, moderate Republican, or libertarian. The decision to authorize military action, 84% of Trump voters and 94% of people who say I'm MAGA. Same happened with the 50 terrorist leaders. Did it make us safer or less safe? 69 to 16. No Iranian nuke, 85%. 84% backed the U.S.-Israeli relationship. 80% said the actions of the president will deter future attacks. And in each one of those questions, the people who said, I'm MAGA, self-identified, were more supportive of the president's program and the actions being taken against Iran than the other three groups. But overall, very strong support among all Trump voters.
All right, you can read all about it in the Wall Street Journal, right? Thank you, Carl. Great to have you on. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.